Hi guys, welcome back. Today let's talk about the quadratic formula and its discriminant. And let's just look at the very basics in terms of what you need for the SAT. Alright, so what is the quadratic formula? So let's look at a quadratic equation in its general form. So that is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So that's a general quadratic equation. It will have two values of x potentially, and if you are given a quadratic equation, the first thing that you try to do is to factor it in terms of x minus something or x plus something times x plus something else, right? So that factoring technique will give you the two values of x the quickest. Now if the quadratic equation is such that you cannot factor, then you use the quadratic formula, which then is that x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right? So you have a constant a, b, c, and x is represented in terms of these three constants a, b, and c. So memorize this quadratic formula. So x will be equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Alright, so the discriminant. What is the discriminant? Say let's call it capital D is equal to b square minus 4ac. That's what's inside the square root symbol. B square minus 4ac is the discriminant. Now, if b equals 0, right? So what happens? Square root of d, which is square root of 0, which is 0. So then you are left with x equals minus b over 2a, right? So you only have one value of x, one value of x which is real, right? So if d equals 0, you have only one value of x. Alright, so now let's see what if the value of d is greater than 0. So if d is greater than 0, say it's a number, say 4, then you have x equals minus b plus or minus square root of 4, which is, I'm just making up a number, so square root of 4 would be 2 over 2a. So then you have x as two values. One is minus b plus 2 over 2a, and the second value of x is minus b minus 2 over 2a. So if d is greater than 0, then you have two real values of x. Alright, the third possibility is that d is negative. So d is less than 0. In that case, x will be equal to minus b plus or minus, say if discriminant is less than 0, say the discriminant is minus 4, then I get square root of minus 4 over 2a, right? So square root of a negative number is imaginary, right? So x will then have minus b plus or minus square root of minus 4 over 2a. So it will have two values, one with the plus and the other with the minus, just like the previous, just like for b greater than 0. So again, you have two values of x, but those two values are not real, they are imaginary. Alright, so then to summarize, we can say if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, or the other option could be if that is greater than 0, or b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then you have only one real value of x. Alright, now if b square minus 4ac is positive, it is greater than 0, then you have two real values of x. And if b square minus 4ac is negative, less than 0, then you have two imaginary values of x. So that's the role of the discriminant b square minus 4ac for any quadratic equation. If the question is how many values of x does it have? Does it have one real value, or two real values, or two non-real or imaginary values? Then all you do is calculate d, which is b square minus 4ac, and then see if it is equal to 0, greater than 0, or less than 0. That's all the quadratic formula that you need for the SAT. That's it. So hopefully this was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Stay tuned.